Okay, guys, it is Chris back again on the Chris the NBA Lover podcast. And today I'm just going to talk about, well, first off, I'm going to introduce you my special guest, Michael A. Vance.
So, how's everybody doing today? I know everybody's enjoying the NBA and what's going on, and I hope everybody enjoys
the podcast.
What's going on in the NBA.
But let's get into our subjects. Well, today I'm just going to be talking about some things that are happening in the offseason and what we see these young draftees doing this year. And, yeah. First off, we're going to talk about Luka Doncic. Third overall pick by the Atlanta Hawks, but was traded to the Mavericks. The Mavericks most likely aren't going to play him in the Summer League. One reason, because he just finished the EuroLeague tournament and won the EuroLeague championship. I would like to see him play in Summer League, but I literally don't think it's going to happen. It's just because he's just been through so much these past few weeks. What do you have to talk about in the situation?
They just want him, I guess maybe they just want him to be fully developed, to be ready for the NBA and get up to their full potential.
That's right. I believe the only reason why they're not going to play him, one, to get rest. He really needs rest after playing that hard in that tournament. And two, if they don't play him in the Summer League, then nobody's going to know how he plays through the NBA. So we're going to have to wait till the NBA season to see him in full NBA action. Okay. That's all we have on the Luka story. So we're going to move on to our next subject here, and that is Carmelo Anthony. I think this is kind of weird because I feel like he would do the opposite of this. But Carmelo Anthony decided to not opt out of his contract with the Oklahoma City Thunder to join free agency. This one I see kind of as a bad move because I can see him going to like a younger team to, develop a younger team. But I feel like he's trying to keep that chemistry with Russell Westbrook and, trying to stay with the Thunder to see if they can get back to where they were in the playoffs. Hope they play better than they played last year.
Hopefully Carmelo might go to some other team.
Carmelo,
you never know.
He's probably going to stay with the Thunder.
But
we got to think about it. If he's not opting out of this contract, Paul George may leave because Paul George only got signed to a one-year deal. We could see Paul George potentially going to the Lakers. I could see him going to the Cavs to help out LeBron. I can see a lot of things for Paul George. I don't think Paul George might stay. I don't think it worked out like they really thought it was going to work out. I thought they were going to be the super team. I thought Golden State was just going to get showed off this year. But that's all I got to say about the Carmelo deal. I just think it was kind of bad, but at the same time it's kind of good because in this offseason they could, develop better chemistry and, develop a better game for them. I think that would be nice for them. But we're going to move on to our next subject, which I think is probably going to be the best subject of this podcast. Probably one of the most explosive players out of this draft that was drafted 8th overall by the Cavaliers yesterday. Colin Sexton chose his college number 2, which was formerly the point guard, the all-star point guard, Kyrie Irving's number that he used to wear in Cleveland. As of what I heard, Colin Sexton said it's not really living up to Kyrie's name wearing that number. It's just him, he doesn't have to fill somebody else's shoes. He knows what he's got to do. He's going to go out there and he's going to play to his full potential. And he's going to develop as an NBA player and be a great star in this NBA. I see Colin Sexton being the next Russell Westbrook. What do you have to say about that?
I think that's a pretty good decision. I just wonder what number Kyrie's going to end up wearing what number he's going to have since he doesn't have number 2.
He already has number 11 with the Celtics.
We never know. You never know what number he's going to be next and what team.
Kyrie Irving could be on the move this year. You never know. Well, he's definitely going to stay with the Celtics. Having Gordon Hayward come back this year and
Kyrie ain't gonna go nowhere.
Kyrie's not leaving the Celtics.
Because he just got to the Celtics and he ain't gonna leave to go back to the Cavs or anything. It's just not gonna happen.
But we are going to talk about Charlotte. Not a team that I really like, not a team that I watch, not a team that anybody likes to watch besides you Charlotte fans. Sorry if I offended y'all, but the Charlotte GM, Mitch Kupchak, says that Kemba is the focal point of their future. No. You have young players coming in, and you got Miles Bridges. That's enough. You need to build your team around Miles Bridges. Kemba Walker, he's getting old. He could be leaving his prime soon. I feel like you need to just ship him and let him chase rings, because I feel like that's what every old player or near losing their prime players like to do now.
I feel like Kemba may need to go to another team to maybe get a ring. Which,
I feel like he really needs to move.
He really needs to leave Charlotte and
Charlotte's
go somewhere
not
else.
the place to be.
Maybe he needs to come down to the Lakers or somewhere. You never know.
I see you over here trying to ask Kemba to come to the Lakers, Michael. It's okay, though. Okay, Charlotte's really not a team that I like to talk about. It's just the fact that Kupchak thinks Kemba is their focal point, and I don't think that's really
Kemba has done a lot.
Kemba has done a lot for that franchise. He's their league leader in points, 3-pointers, assists, probably. He's an overall good player, probably the best player in the Hornets' history. But I think Kemba, he just really needs to leave. I think he just needs to find a team that fits him, that he has some type of help so he can stop carrying the backpack. That man's got a backpack full of bricks on him, and he's having to carry it every game with this team. I think he really just needs to leave, and
And their team also missed the playoffs, too.
Their team missed the playoffs.
With like a 36 win
with the
and
36 wins and 46 losses.
So that tells you they need to change their whole team.
They
completely.
might just need to.
They need to rebuild.
Throw it all away. They need to rebuild.
Rebuild and make it into a better team again. If Charlotte's gonna try to get an NBA Finals here.
Okay, so we're gonna move on to the next subject, which I think is very funny. I think it was a kind of a troll, but at the same time, I believe Joel Embiid was being very true. He said, "Don't compare this kid to me. I can rebound," and he's talking about DeAndre Ayton. That is crazy. DeAndre Ayton can rebound. Great, he can play. Oh, no. He said, "Don't compare me to this kid. I can play defense." That's what he said.
So,
My fault.
So Joel Embiid is just throwing fire onto the. He's just throwing fire onto.
Fuel into the fire.
Fuel into the fire. Sorry about that.
But I believe Joel Embiid was kind of trolling. He's trying to get into the rookie's head. It's just I don't know who compared DeAndre Ayton to him. That's something I really don't know.
He's just throwing fuel to the fire.
I don't know who who said DeAndre Ayton was kind of like a Joel Embiid type player. I believe he can touch that type of potential. I believe his ceiling could be Joel Embiid. DeAndre Ayton's gonna be a great player in this NBA. He's probably gonna be like the next Sean Bradley.
And they're also saying Joel Embiid may like Mountain Dew more than trash talk, but we don't know about that because he's been doing a lot of trash talk lately.
Yeah, he's been doing way too much trash talk.
You see, because I've seen some news about where Joel Embiid may like Mountain Dew more than trash talk.
And that's a lie. I figure that's a lie.
He does more trash talk than he likes Mountain Dew.
But that's crazy. I believe that DeAndre Ayton plays, somewhat nice defense. I wouldn't say the best defense, but somewhat nice defense. When he was playing in the tournament, well, they really didn't make it that far in the tournament because they got, killed early. But we're going to move on to the next subject here, which deals with the Kings, who picked second in our latest draft, the 2018 NBA draft, with the pick of Marvin Bagley. Vlade Divac says that the Kings are a super team. They're just young. I can see super team potential. I don't think it's just going to be that. No. De'Aaron Fox, I could see him becoming a great player in the NBA. He's kind of like Colin Sexton. Both of them are very explosive. De'Aaron Fox, I watched some Kings game this year when they come on TV. those game-winning, follow-up dunks off of a miss. I feel like De'Aaron Fox is going to be a really good player. Marvin Bagley also, but that team's probably not going to stick together long because they're both going to end up wanting to get rings. Yeah, they're just not. Oh, and we also got some news from source of SB Nation. As we hear, Wenyen Gabriel hints he's joining the Sacramento Kings. If you don't know who Wenyen Gabriel is, he is like a great player that played with Kentucky this year in the draft. He's a very good three-point shooter. Wenyen Gabriel, he's decent. He's probably gonna be on the summer league team, so you're gonna be able to see some of his game. I'm probably gonna be watching that. But yeah. And we're going to move on to the next subject here. Do you have anything to say about the super team of the Kings?
I don't really have anything to say about this one.
Okay. And we're going to move on to the next subject, which I think is very, iffy. Denver is uncertain that MPJ will play this year and will play next year. MPJ, as we all know, is Michael Porter Jr. I don't see why he's not going to be able to play this year. Like, he's been cleared medically by the doctors. Clear medical purposes, he's not injured anymore. Then why is everybody saying he's not going to play this year? I believe he's going to play this year.
Maybe they're trying to wait and see maybe what's going to happen.
Or if he does a Ben Simmons, Joel Embiid thing, I'm going to be kind of mad because MPJ did not play all this year in college. I'd be okay if he would have played in college and, didn't play all this year because at least I got to see some of him. I got to see a little bit of him in the tournament, but it really wasn't nothing because he only scored 10 points. I'm going to be kind of mad if I don't see MPJ play at least 10 to 15 games this year. I want to at least see him play once. On TV, once or twice, I just want to see what his NBA game is going to be like. Do you have anything to say about the Michael Porter Jr. deal in Denver? Okay. This next subject,
I'm finna really get deep in it all.
Not one that I really like to talk about because I show hatred to the Lakers.
I hate LeBron, but if he can turn our team around, he needs to just come on to the Lakers.
Lead the odds to land LeBron James. They probably lead the odds in signing Paul George too.
I'm going to give it a 50-50. LeBron could go and he could not. I'm going to give him a 50-50.
The Lakers lead the odds in every free agent coming to their team this year. Put it like that.
But the thing is, they've never had really any good draft picks over the years.
Lonzo, he's going to be
young.
Jason Kiddish. Yeah, Lonzo's just young. Just give him a few years to develop. I believe he'll be decent. He's not going to be a great. I'll give him Kemba Walker-ish. No, Jason Kidd or Steve Nash. I wouldn't say Steve Nash. Lonzo's not going to get an MVP in his career.
Oh, also I've heard some news where Lakers could trade Lonzo Ball for LeBron James, but it sounds like fake news.
Yeah,
it just sounds like a bunch of garbage,
LeBron James. We might see LeBron James in a Lakers jersey this year.
I just don't see LeBron standing at the Cavs for much
LeBron,
longer.
I believe he's got to stay with the Cavs. He's got to get them another championship, which I don't think he's going to be able to do because Golden State's just ruled. They're just the kings of the NBA right now. They're hard to be stopped.
But they're trying
the only way they can
beat them.
But the only way they can be beat is if one of those players leaves. And Klay Thompson and Draymond Green are off their contracts next year. They both can leave, but I don't see it happening. I believe the Warriors are just going to be. They're going to have the longest stretch of championships, in consecutive years. But we're going to move on to the next. I love this. I kind of don't love it, but at the same time, I love this subject. The Lakers aren't signing Jello to the Lakers for Summer League. LeVar Ball said all of his sons will be playing in the NBA for the Los Angeles Lakers.
I mean, that's obvious.
And no, it did not happen because they didn't sign Jello. They're probably not going to sign Jello. You know who I think is going to sign Jello? I believe Golden State's probably going to sign Jello.
And Lakers also tell LiAngelo Ball he won't be part of their Summer League team.
I just said that. But Jello, I see him. He's probably gonna be a part of our summer league team. He might, because he really did enjoy coming to our our training camps this offseason for him. I would like to see him in a Warriors jersey. Jello, he's a great shooter. He'll fit in perfectly with our offense. He's a somewhat good defender, as I saw as he played in Lithuania. If he can just keep up that type of play coming into the NBA, he can make it on our squad. He could be our backup small forward behind Iggy, or he could play backup shooting guard, because we really don't have any of those besides Patrick McCall. I don't know. If anything, Jello might be playing on our G League team. He could become great and could come off our bench behind Clay. But we're gonna move on to our next subject, our next and our last subject, and we may talk a little bit after I get done talking about all of our subjects. And we're gonna talk about the Hawks, a team that I don't think is gonna make the playoffs this year, but they're gonna make a decent improvement in what their team is going to do this year. Since the Hawks drafted Trae Young with the 5th overall pick, what are they gonna do with Dennis Schroeder? Dennis Schroeder is not going to play backup point guard. Dennis Schroeder is a average point guard. He's somewhat of a Goran Dragic type point guard. He starts in the NBA, but he's not an all-star. He doesn't have all-star potential. I know Goran Dragic was an all-star this past year, but he just made it because there was a lot of injuries to point guards in this year, in our past year in the NBA. But I don't know potential landing spots for Dennis Schroeder. Literally, I don't see Dennis. Well, he's not going to the Cavs. I gotta do research on Dennis Schroeder. Like, I don't know where his best fit would be, because that's just, it's odd, because I don't see Dennis Schroeder on any other team but the Atlanta Hawks. He's just that one team player that I thought would have played for a team their whole career, but it doesn't look like that's going to happen, because it looks as if the Atlanta Hawks see they're putting their franchise in the hands of Trae Young, and that's who they expect to lead them to potential NBA championships. That's not going to happen.
Well, we need to talk about this on one of these episodes. Like the head coach changes, but we won't do it in this one.
Yeah, I know the Atlanta Hawks, they fired Mike Budenholzer and they hired Lloyd Pierce.
Yep.
Lloyd Pierce, I think he was just an assistant manager for the 76ers, who's behind Brett Brown.
And Charlotte Hornets, Steve Clifford is out, and their new coach is James
Borrego.
I don't know if that's good for their team or not, because I don't know a whole lot about
Let's
them.
just free roam talk. I think that's all of our subjects.
We can just talk about coaches or whatever you want to talk about.
I just believe that this year it's just going to be crazy. The NBA is going to be, it's going to be fantastic this year with all the talent that these younger teams have pulled in, And let's talk about
and also Dwayne Casey he's coming to coach the Pistons next season.
Yep, Dwayne Casey was hired by the Pistons.
He was the old Toronto Raptors coach.
Yeah, he was the old Toronto Raptors coach. Do we have any more coach changes?
Whole NBA.
The Memphis Grizzlies, we don't need to even talk about that. JB Bickerstaff. Mike Budenholzer actually is the new coach of the Milwaukee Bucks.
Pray for them, because
David Fizdale is the new coach of the Knicks. Steve Clifford is the new coach of the Magic. The Phoenix Suns. The Phoenix Suns, I thought they were going to, draft Luka Doncic, because Igor Kakasov was actually the coach of Luka Doncic overseas. Nick Nurse, I've never heard of him before. I think he was their backup coach, but that's who's gonna be that, and that's all we have on the backup coaches.
But I'll get more information on the coaches and things for
y'all. But one thing I really liked in this draft, when I saw Donovan Mitchell get up and literally go hug Grayson Allen whenever he was picked, I believe that's going to be a dynamic duo for the Utah Jazz. I see Donovan Mitchell and Grayson Allen clicking like that this offseason. They're just going to be working together. They're going to be doing everything they can do to be the greatest dynamic duo that the Jazz has ever had, but I don't think that's going to happen because John Stockton and Karl Malone was the greatest duo of all time.
What was I going to say?
For the Jazz.
I was going to say something was going to be a disappointment, but I forgot what I was talking about.
But guys,
I'm trying to come up with something. I remember I was gonna say something and I forgot.
But guys, we're gonna wrap up the podcast here. I really enjoyed Michael coming to the show. Thank you, man. It was great.
It was a great time spending with y'all.
Yeah.
We're gonna make the episodes better and better each day. We're gonna try to make them as entertaining as possible.
That's right. He's spitting facts. But guys, I thank you guys for coming out today and listening to the podcast. I hope you guys enjoy. Like, comment, and subscribe for more. I love you. And good night. It's Chris, the NBA lover. See ya.